How's everyone doing? How are you?
I'm good. Today is Wellness Wednesday, and guess what I'm doing? I am texting someone to let them know that we are live. That's what I am about to do right now because they requested it. I love that. I love that. So, answer your text when I text you. Okay, so I'm about to share it right now, and I encourage everyone to do the same thing. Get your cell phones out, go into YouTube or wherever, hit that copy link when you hit the share, and then text the person that you want to text. Pick 10 people randomly. I don't care. They'll be like, oh, I wonder what Kathy's doing. Or I want to know what Crystal's doing. Or I want to know what our guest is doing. Who is LaRon? LaRon Barton. So, let's do that, you guys. So we don't mind if you're on your phone while we're on broadcast. We want you to do that because we want to spread the word. And today is a wonderful, wonderful subject matter. It's love languages. Who doesn't have a love language? I know I do. And so
I have many. We have many.
Exactly. 100%, Absolutely. So let me copy this onto his text. I love it that it's a guy too.
Right? We have a guy's point of perspective and a woman's perspective.
That's right. That's right. So there you go. So now he can pop on and see us live. I love it. All right. So as you guys know, we always start with Crystal's wonderful testimony. Her testimony is amazing. It is something that everyone can accomplish if you really do put your mind to things and start really paying attention to your body, mind, soul, spirit, actually. Because they all are energy, all in it together, you guys. And so when she got her mind changed, when she got her mindset changed, her body changed because she was paying attention to it, for one, and not being rebellious for the other. And started falling into place. Her doctor told her what to do. Her holistic doctor told her what to do. And as soon as she reverted back to the bad mindset, the body started acting up again.
It did. And I went through hell for it. I paid for it.
So go ahead, Crystal.
Yeah. I'm a holistic health coach and an herb specialist. And, that's the whole reason I do this is because years ago when I was 18, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is one step down basically from Crohn's disease. And I was sick. I lost over 30 pounds in a month. I was only in the hospital then for about a couple of days. But then they were telling me all these scary things as I was, 18 years old, right? And you want to hear all these diagnoses and that you need to take medication and you have to come to the doctor regularly. That doesn't feel good when you're 18. And so I found this naturopathic doctor who Kathey and I both know. And, she helped me out big time. She taught me nutrition, diet, lifestyle. And, I started implementing all those things into my diet, my daily life. And I started to get better, but I was young at that time. So I kind of let some of those things go and I didn't really stick with it. I stuck with it for a little bit. And when I got better, I stopped, right? I started going back to my bad routine, eating pasta, drinking milk, having all these like things made with flour, you name it. I drank soda back then, all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And, all the sugar and everything makes more inflammation in the body, more acidity. And so about 5 years later, I ended up back in the hospital with a bad flare-up of ulcerative colitis. Again, I lost over 30 pounds in a month, malnutrition, but this time it was worse. This time I went down to 97 pounds. This time I felt more like death than ever. At this time, I also had a 2-year-old daughter, and I was a single mom. And, life was difficult. Stress was crazy. I had 3 jobs at once. I was doing it on my own, didn't have help. And, thankfully my mother was there at the time, but, she was helpful, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And so I got real sick again with that ulcerative colitis. And this time they talked about, chemo and being on medications for the rest of my life, doing steroids and saying that I could have to have this surgery to have, my colon taken out or, possibly develop cancer, and stuff like that. And I was like, this is not the answer. I've got a 2-year-old. I've got to get my stuff together. I've got to feel better. So, I went back to that doctor, that naturopathic doctor, and I said, I have got to learn everything, I want to be under your wing. I want to do what you do. When you know something's wrong, I want to be able to rattle off what you need to use to fix it, right? And so I want to know these things. And so I started getting my education. I started learning straight under her and practicing. And, from that point on, my body really started to heal. And I started to correct all the things that were wrong with me, not just ulcerative colitis, but I used to have allergies. I used to get sinus infections, strep throat. No longer get that no more because I started herbs. Different things. So that's where I started. Was like, if I can help myself, then I can help more people, right? I mean, there's got to be people out there like me. We're all made with the same, we've got DNA and all kinds of stuff, So I started from there on, and me and Kathy, we got together, we connected, and we said, hey, we want to do it holistically. We both want to live this holistic lifestyle. We both want to educate people and get the word out there. And so we just came together, and now we do Wellness Wednesdays. We have Natural Health Hub, and we just want to share herbal health education with you all. That's what it's all about, educating and teaching you that food is medicine, and your body can heal itself from the inside out. And we want to help educate you on that, on how to, and, share testimonies, because there's so many people that have had great things happen to them. Their body has started to heal from the inside out, like we say. And we'd love for you to hear that. And that's what this Wellness Wednesday is for, because we share those types of things. And we talk about all kinds of stuff, emotional health, mental health, not just the physical or like how we eat with diet and stuff. It's everything. It's holistic. So
that's right. We're trying to get everybody back into balance, because that's what's happened, you guys. When we stopped being children and when we started eating for ourselves, when our parents were mostly right, by the way. Some of them, most of them, some of them were. They only did what they knew.
Right.
They only did what they knew.
Right?
Yeah. And so when you know better, you do better. And so that's all we're saying right now. No harm, no foul, you guys. We understand that we all grew up all, in the 50s, 60s, 70s when they said that, the American standard diet was the best. Well, we already know that that's not true. And that we need to actually flip everything. We need to not eat as much dairy and wheat and pancakes and things like that, because it is really bad for us. And so we need to, start your day off with high protein. What?
High protein. That's right. High nutrition.
Yeah, totally. I used to eat a salad every morning. People thought I was crazy, but it was so good. And not only that, it started my metabolism, because it had to digest all that stuff.
Right. And you're feeding your thyroid.
Sluggish. I wasn't sleepy, and a lot of it, when you eat those big breakfasts with which I've never had, by the way, which was biscuits and gravy.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds absolutely disgusting to me, but a lot of people love it. I've never had that for breakfast, but I absolutely had pancakes. I absolutely had waffles, during those days, and I would be sleepy and lethargic and sluggish and not want to perform and not want to do anything that I needed to do during that day. But when I started eating salads, I could tell the difference in my productivity.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel lighter. You're not full of inflammation, and eating all that sugar and those carbs, that can cause inflammation and pain in the body, and we don't realize how much it takes.
They call it the itis. I had the itis, and I was ready to take a nap, and I didn't even care about that other stuff. I just wanted to take a nap. I wanted to go to bed because I felt like it was draining all my energy. But when you eat salads in the morning, and then when you eat a steak and a salad in the morning, that's like, people are like, what is that? That blows people's mind. But it's awesome. But anyway, let's get our guest on. We have Mr. LaRon Barnes. I'm so excited to see him every freaking month he's on. I'm like, yay! Look at that smile. I'm going to say that every time you come on. Hey, you guys, I want to say this too. Please follow him on TikTok.
Right.
Get on your TikTok and start following this man and his wife. They have such a wonderful family. It's called
Forever Barnes Family.
Forever Barnes Family. It really is. And I started following him, and I'm excited for him. It's such a cool thing. And it's all about his family. It has nothing to do with work. I love it.
And it's funny. I had quite a few chuckles. I'm like, these two are something else.
Right. Now, I appreciate it. Seriously. Thank you all, for real.
Absolutely. Okay, so what's going on in your world, Mr. Man?
I've been living large and in charge, if you ask me. I tell you, life is going amazingly well. Life is coming to be the way that I planned it to be, because I did what I planned it to be that way. So I'm enjoying it. I'm just happy to be here to see you all's faces, add value to our people, as I like to call them, add value mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, dealing with health, and really want to add some value to some people's lives today.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm excited.
So I'm still texting people, by the way. I know you guys thought I was being rude when I was listening to Crystal's testimonial, but no, I was actually working. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just getting the word out. Like, share, subscribe, you name it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. I'm excited about the topic today. I think that it's very interesting, if you know what I mean. And so I'm definitely want to get the crowd or the audience participation. Definitely put your comments in, like, share, subscribe, follow, put your comments in. Let us know what you think, because we definitely like to get to your questions and really, have some dialogue here. So definitely feel comfortable.
I have a question for you, LaRon. Do men have love language? I know women talk about love languages all the time, but do men have them? And if they do, what are they?
Absolutely. Yes. No, men definitely have love languages. And I believe that the love languages that they're said to be, it's not gender specific, but it's person specific. Like, for example, I can say right now, most of the time you hear about men being more having a dominant love language and just more, just a dominant personality or love language. Like, I'm very emotional and sensitive. Not in a way that I cry all the time, but I need to be held on. I need to be kissed on. Some men are like, I don't need all that. You know what I mean? Most of the time, people say woman's love language. They want to be cuddled. They want to hug each other. I want to kiss all on my baby. Did you hear me? And so it really is. It's really person specific, not gender specific. And I think once we understand that, then we'll be able to get past the limitations that men don't have a sensitive side or don't want to be loved or need to be loved sensitively.
I know that's right. My husband's sensitive too, and so I completely understand what you're talking about. And it's not about gender specific or anything like that. It is about the individual. We all have our own personality. We are individuals, we all feel different things. We all think differently. We're unique.
Yeah, and I think it's very important in any relationship that we have to understand our partners or opposite sex love language, because in knowing that helps you to please your partner better. I remember, I used to believe with my wife, not even just my wife, I thought to all women a diamond was a woman's best friend. I used to really think that. And so when I first got together with my wife, I used to buy her little jewelry, earrings, necklaces, and all out of my heart, all with good intention, all out of love. But I was wondering why that she didn't get as excited about that versus if I bought her some food.
Right.
Or she didn't get as excited about that if I were to clean up or fix something around the house. My wife's love language is, hey, clean the dishes.
Right.
That's my wife's love language. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's not her love language. That's what she'd like for your love language to be.
Yes. Well, actually, if it's your love language, you want to be loved that way too.
Yeah. That's the way. Yeah, technically, because what?
Okay, I always look at love languages as you giving, not receiving.
It's actually goes both ways. When the person, whatever their dominant love language, we all have the 5 love languages. We all do a little bit of each all the time.
Which are, by the way, can you tell us what they are? Can you show us what they are?
Yeah, I can pull that up right now. Okay. But I just want to talk about that first.
Actually, I learned another one. There's a 6th one. But go ahead.
But yeah, you have
one.
You have words of affirmation. You have physical touch. You have acts of service, quality time, and like gifts, like giving gifts and receiving gifts. And so when someone wants to give you gifts all the time, they actually, well, if they're a true like wanting, gifts is their love language, then they also want to receive gifts too, because they think about, I worked this hard, and I just thought about you, and that's kind of makes them feel special. But they also think the same thing. If you were to like buy them a little something and you thought about them and they would like it, they would feel that would feed their love language. Let me just say that, because they know that you took your hard-earned money and you went out and you thought about them and you got that gift. That would make them feel really special. And then you got words of affirmation. I used to actually think that this one was not probably one of my top love languages, but I do think it is more now that I'm, older. But anyways, words of affirmation is to encourage, affirm with them, appreciate them, show them that you're empathetic, that you can, see where they're coming from, listen to them carefully and actively. And they also want to know the same thing. For instance, like in a relationship, they want to hear that you are okay. Like if you have an argument or something, they want to hear that, okay, I love you and I'm sorry that we did this. They want to hear those words come out of my mouth just as much as they're saying it to you. Here, Soul Salazar says, I am a mix of all the above. Aren't we all?
Absolutely. Actually, I had, I remember the sixth one. The sixth one is, I can't remember the name of it, but the sixth one is when you do the little things for the person that you are, you can take that down real quick.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it. But it's okay. So remember when we were talking about when you pay attention to someone, you try to learn what they, like if your spouse likes ballet, you don't like ballet, but you end up doing or learning ballet. That was the sixth one, and I can't remember the name of it. But it's when you actually do the little things for a person. Like if Crystal says her favorite color is blue, then I buy all her gifts in blue. That's the sixth love language.
Being thoughtful. I see what you're saying.
Basically, adapting to whatever maybe the other person is.
It's paying attention.
Yeah.
It's paying attention. It's actually like I know Soul likes her coffee a certain kind of way. So Soul doesn't ever have to tell me again how she likes her coffee. Mm-hmm. I'll make her coffee the way Soul likes her coffee. That is the sixth love language, because you're paying attention and you're applying it to whomever, whatever you're doing. And I wish I could remember the name. I'm sorry.
I know.
But you now understand that it is different than all the other ones. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Crystal. I had to get that out of my brain because it would have gone away, and I'd be like,
I want to say this real quick too, just kind of referring back to what Crystal was saying, which was good. I believe that most people love the way that they want to be loved.
Oh, okay.
That's true. I completely agree with that. I 100%.
You feel me? So if I love you, this is the way I show you I love you. So why wouldn't I want you to show me that love back?
Right.
If you think about it, when most people are in relationships, they complain about the things that they do that their spouse don't do.
Right.
Because they want them to do the things
but
that
that's
their
not
spouse
their love language. They got to understand that's not their love language. So they're showing them in their love language, but you both got to know how to show each other in each other's love languages to be able to, be basically complete, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
No, and that's it, Crystal. You're right on. And I think where most people get it confused at is they do just that. They love people in the way that they want to be loved, not understanding that everybody doesn't need to be loved the same way as the person who's doing the loving. Right? Like for example, my wife, I'm a touchy-feely type of person. So I'm always touching the feeling, you know what I mean? Keep it easy.
Yeah, I know. My husband's the same way. Husband's the same way.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, you clean the dishes with me on your side. You know, and so look, wherever you are, honey, I'm there too, including the bathroom. I don't know, it's just me. I'm just like that with my wife. We just have that relationship. But I noticed that my wife, she doesn't have to have the touchy-feely. Enjoys it, appreciates me for it, but she doesn't have to do it. Once again, she just, hey, you was thoughtful, like you said, you cleaned the dishes. I see you changed the diaper, maybe when I wasn't here. I didn't have to ask, and I didn't really want to do it this time. And so by understanding that, it makes for better relationships. It makes for better communication.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's about.
Me and my husband been together a long time, and my number one thing is, I can't tell if it's quality time or acts of service, but I'm pretty sure it's acts of service, because I always do. I do everything for everybody. I'm always cooking, always doing something for them. I always want to get them something. And, you know, in the early ages of our relationship, you know, he never like kind of understood that, you know, he never like kind of returned the favor. I felt that. And then as we got older, he learned, he goes, if my wife's not so tired at night because I helped her out, you know, because she's been doing all these things, if I just helped her out when she was doing this stuff, then maybe she'd have time for me at night, right? Because I'm usually like, I'm zonked at the end of the night. Yeah. So now I cook. I love to cook. So don't get me wrong. He cooks too, by the way. But he'll be in the kitchen with me. He used to not do that, you know, years when we were young. But now he's in the kitchen. He preps my food for me. I'm the one just putting it in the pan, throwing my seasonings in. And then guess what? Him and my daughter clean up right after. I don't have to do the dishes if I'm the one cooking. So that right there shows me a lot. That makes me feel very loved and very special, because I'm always doing for them. And when they do stuff like that for me without asking them, oh man, that hits me right in the heart.
I want you to talk. I just want to tell the gentlemen and the men who's listening to this, take note from what Crystal just said. I'm telling you, it'll get you a long way with your lady. Yeah. Take note on that.
I'm telling you, and I'm going to be upfront and honest, this might be TMI, but you know, I'm not going to go too far, but I'm just saying, doing that stuff, and I'm not so exhausted at the end of the night. I have time to be intimate with my husband. I have time to do all those things that we want to do together, because I'm not tired and falling asleep. You know what I mean?
Crystal,
that can be kind of selfish on his part too, but that's okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, because you're benefiting from it. But I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be real with you. He figured that out, and he like, well, hey, let me just go ahead and do this so that I can have my fun time at night. That's okay. He can be selfish that way. That's not a problem.
He enjoys like, we both enjoy that quality time, cooking together, being in the kitchen together, you know, turning on some music, dancing together.
That's without saying, because you wouldn't want him in there if he didn't want to be there.
And a relationship is give and take, and it benefits us both. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's pretty doggone smart.
She said, not selfish at all.
And you know, the great thing about it,
I know that's right.
In a relationship, it should feel like that both of you are giving. We're both giving. Yeah. We're both satisfied, because if it only feels one-sided, that's the issue, right? I remember, and I'm listening to you, Crystal, and I'm realizing that your love language and my wife's love language are the same. And I'm noticing that me and your husbands are just kind of listening to some of the things that you're saying. And so I can definitely relate, because I've had my wife who always say to me, I'm tired. I'm like, you're tired? You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting started. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and it takes maturity, if I can be honest. It takes growing up. It takes understanding your lady, your woman, your partner, your man, and really just saying to yourself what pleases them. Now, how do you find out someone's love language? Asking them. You know what I've discovered, ladies? You know what I've discovered? I've discovered this, and this is me personally, and you all are women, so you can, you know, look at it from a different perspective as well. Many times, most of the time, when there's a disagreement in a relationship, and I can speak on my own,
right?
The times that brought frustration to the relationships where my wife wasn't frustrated, she was telling me what I wasn't doing that would have pleased her love language style. And it would come out in frustration, so it may have come out more aggressive.
Right.
If we listen to what is being said and not so offended all the time, when our partner's talking to us, even though they may not say it the best way because of the, you know, maybe it went too far, it went too long, now they're yelling about it. But if we actually listen to what they're actually telling us, we'll hear they're saying, this is what I need from you. Yes, I'm saying it aggressively. Yes, I'm saying it from a hurt place and out of frustration, but this is what I need. LaRon, I need your help to help me clean up around the house a little bit. I understand you're working too, but I don't want it to all be on me. Help me, please.
Your team. Your team.
It's not just me. It's not just a woman's job and a man's job. I need help. And I had to be honest and humble myself and realize, yo, there's certain things you're not doing, LaRon. And I wrote this note down a while ago. And it's crazy that I even have it here. It says, listen, okay. Watch this. I wrote this down a while ago. It says, it's embarrassing, but it's not. It says, there is a level of generosity in Bethany that can only be tapped into by a servant's heart. Her love language was the act of service by doing things. And I had to realize, like, yo, if you want to unlock a certain aspect of her heart to get her to give more to you, you gotta serve. You have to act in her love language.
That's exactly what I said earlier. I said I always felt like love languages was me giving, not me receiving.
Yeah.
I never looked at love languages as me receiving, because my love language is for me to give to you, not for you to give to me. My love language is not for me to receive, it's for me to give. So although I would love to have it in reverse, that is not my love language. My love language is to make sure you're happy, make sure that you're, straight, make sure that you're not having an issue and not losing myself. And that's key as well.
Yeah.
Don't be a doormat, don't be a spoiler, but also be that person that pays attention, gets it right, and keep that relationship going. Yeah.
That's good. That's real good.
So,
no, that's real
so
good.
I guess men do have it.
Absolutely. I think another thing.
I don't see it as much in men. Either that or it comes differently. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it as much in men as I do as women.
The more I grow old with my husband, like the more we grow older together, the more I see of him, obviously. The more I know, like we're learning each other still every day. And we've been together, we were together when we were 17 when we first got together. And now we're 34, we're still learning each other. And I think it needs to be effort on both ends. You both need to put 100, not 50-50. It's not 50-50. It's 100. And you also have to look at it as, like Kathy says, you can't lose yourself. So that also means giving yourself self-love and, taking care of yourself first sometimes, because if you're not taking care of you can't really take care of your relationship, because it's not on just you. What's on you is taking care of you.
Yeah. And
you both just have to work together, but you have to work on yourself first to not lose yourself, to be able to, say, hey, you be able to put boundaries down. Even you have to know who you are,
because
separate from you and your husband.
You start feeling resentment, and then it's no longer a love language. If you're feeling any kind of resentment, that means that you've gone beyond your own boundary.
Yep. And also, resentment can make you withdraw or withhold yourself from your partner. If you feel resentment from that person, like if I've ever, and I have done this before and I've not even noticed it. I felt resentment before and got there to a point, and because we've been together a long time. Come on, let's be real. And I didn't want to be in bed at one point with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's resentment there. There's things that built up that we didn't talk about, for a while maybe. And, we got to this point in our life now, everything's out on the table, open lines of communication completely, because we know that's what makes our relationship work.
Hey, Crystal, if you don't mind real quick, pull that thing, the love language thing up for a quick second. I want to make a comment towards it. I'm sorry. I thought Kathy said something. Okay. So just kind of talking to our people, our audience, our friends, our family. Looking at this chart right here, the 5 love languages. Type in the chat, like, what is your love language? What is your love language that you receiving makes you feel good? Like, this right here makes me feel good. Is it time? Uninterrupted and focused. I can't read that well. Is it time? Is it acts of kindness? Is it gifts? Is it word of affirmation? Is it touch? Where is your love language? And what is your love language? And then also think about when we are in a relationship, or maybe we're already in a relationship. What is the love language of our partner? And that is how we should love them. We shouldn't love them only accordingly to how we feel they should be loved, but we should love them the way that they would feel the love. Because if they don't feel the love, then to you it may be love, and it is love, but to them, the experience is about them. So we want to love them the way that they need to be loved. I mean, would you all agree with that? Or do you think there's something wrong with that?
No, not at all. Like,
you're muted, Kathy. I see your lips moving. I hear you, Crystal, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's like, oh, I forgot.
I'm just talking away. I'm sorry. I have some activity around here that is not normal activity, but that's okay. And that's why I muted, because I didn't want them to bleed into us what we're doing. And here I am. But okay, so again, it's servitude toward that person. Your love language is all of the 6. Like I have, like Sol said, I think all of us have all of the 6.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that what LaRon is saying is love your, and it doesn't have to be the person. It could be your children. I mean, that's what it is for me. Yeah. It's my kids. I ain't got a man to deal with. I'm okay. Mm-hmm. So my love language is how to serve my children the best way I can as a parent. And what will elevate them to the next level, and what would make them feel secure, warm, and loved. And they could be 35, 55, 65. It won't make a bit of difference. Right. As long as mama's on this world, I'm going to love them out of my love language. And actually, the reason why we're all 6 is because of different situations.
Absolutely. We experience
so
many
not
things.
All of them at the same time. Mm-hmm. And it's also where that person is, depending on where you are in your love language.
Right. And like Kathy was saying, it's for her kids, basically. Love languages are not just for, a romantic an intimate relationship. It's not just for that. It can be a relationship between your family, your friends, any of that. And it's great to learn your friends' love languages too, because you guys can also communicate better, and grow your friendship. You know what I mean? Whatever relationship you have with somebody, you can grow that when you learn each other's love languages. And yes, we are all the 6 love languages, like Kathy says, I believe, but we do have dominant ones. Like I know my dominant love language is definitely acts of service, and then it's like quality time, and then I don't know what else. But you know what I mean? It's all those and all of, you know what I mean? But those definitely 2 are my top ones. Like, I just want to go over it real fast. I won't feed into it too much, but yeah, like we were saying earlier, words of affirmation: encourage, affirm, appreciate, empathize, listen carefully and actively. Physical touch, nonverbal use, body language to express love and affection. So it's not all about sex, guys. Some people want to cuddle. Some people just want to touch elbow to elbow. Some people just, put their arm around each other, hold hands, or just give a kiss, or, whatever it is. Acts of service, helping and showing love through actions and through active effort. And then quality time, uninterrupted and focused quality time with conversation and direct engagement. Even quality time, it doesn't have to be talking to each other necessarily. You could just be, hey, we want to watch a movie tonight together and sit on the couch, something like that. Just being there with each other. And then gifts, thoughtful gifts, both material and otherwise, to show your partner they are a priority. And they also want to receive that too. Don't forget, it's not just about them giving them, they also want to receive that too. And then I want to go over something that I think is actually important, how I was talking about, we have to think about ourselves, right? Self-love languages. For self-love languages, you have physical touch for that. It says things that make your body feel good and focused on your physical well-being. Massage, spa days, soft blankets, whatever it is, skincare, That's physical touch for you. Acts of service, doing things for yourself that make life easier and more structured. I cannot tell you how, when I just read that, because I know my love language is acts of service, that is definitely on point. Therapy, cleaning, delegating, organizing, scheduling, planners. I do all that stuff. Receiving gifts, buying gifts for yourself and spending money on things that bring you joy. Going out, makeup, vacations, clothes, whatever it is. Words of affirmation, giving yourself pep talks and encouraging words of being your biggest cheerleader. Positive self-talk, those are daily affirmations, journaling, self-improvement. That is actually probably one of my favorite things now that I'm older. And then quality time, spending time alone, time with your hobbies, and doing what you love. Meditation, like my hobby, I love to cook, I love to learn about herbs, different, whatever you like, reading, art, taking yourself on dates, like going out and doing just something you want to do. I love all those things. That's just wonderful. Just to look at that. Yeah.
Crystal, this is the first time I've looked at like the self-love language, like you said. I've always looked at love language, but I didn't look at it like that. And that was very interesting. And I am so glad that you posted that. I seen myself twice in there. It was words of affirmation, because I talk to myself a lot. And a lot of things say to myself.
Me too. Yeah.
And the second one was, hey, would you put that up one more time, just for a quick second, to be able to read that? And quality time, spending time alone, time with your
I like that too. Yeah.
Doing what you love. Meditation, reading, hobbies, art, talking to yourself, taking yourself on a date. Meditation and reading, that right there, you can take it down, Crystal. Quality time with self. I realized that I didn't know that was a self-love language. Because I didn't think of it like that, because I do a lot of meditation.
Definitely it is, because you are sequestering yourself from everyone else. And it's time. Let me tell you, there was a time where I never thought that was even possible for me. I grew up in a family of 8. I never lived alone until my husband was died and my children left. Mm-hmm. And gosh, I was in my 40s maybe even my 50s when I started living alone. I never thought that it was possible. But then I was like, hey, I kind of like this.
Yep. Hey. I like my solitude. I like my alone time too. Even though I have a spouse, I still enjoy my alone time, because I get to think by myself. I don't have any interruptions, and I just take care of myself.
Yeah. So I think it's good to say, as well as knowing your love language and the other one's love language, to know what is your self-love language.
Yeah, know yourself.
As we talk to our audience, just think about that. Pose the question: what is my self-love language? Kristen, would you just one more time? I'm sorry, just as I say this real quick.
No, you're fine.
Just looking at physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, quality of time. As you look at this right here, where do you find yourself? Mm-hmm. And I think it'd be a good thing to say, you know what? Maybe I may add some things to it as I'm looking at this list. Or maybe there's some other things here that I can, add to my repertoire. Like these, you see massage and a spa day. See how many, maybe that needs to be added to you. Maybe you need to go out and get your nails done more. Maybe you need to get your hair cut more often. Maybe you need to buy yourself something, receiving gifts.
Oh, that's man, you said something right there, LaRon, because it's hard for me to purchase stuff for myself. It's hard for me. Oh man, I feel guilty. It's like, okay, I get buyer's remorse. That's what it's called, buyer's remorse. When I buy something for me, like one time I went and bought myself my most favorite perfume in the world. And I'm going to tell you guys what it is, just in case you remember it and want to give it to me one day.
Okay, I'm listening.
But it's light blue. It's light blue.
Oh my God, light blue Dolce & Gabbana is my favorite.
Yes.
I love that.
My favorite.
That is, sorry, TMI. That is sex in the bottle, and I freaking love it.
I absolutely love it. And I went out and bought the whole package one time for Mother's Day for myself, you guys, and had buyer's remorse. This is another thing I bought for myself.
Oh, and I knew that one. There's a story about that, by the way, y'all, and I have to tell you real fast. We went to a conference workshop thing together, and there's a bunch of people there, and I got there late, so I don't know whose stuff is whose. Everybody's stuff is sitting on the table, all out. She has that sitting on the table, and I look straight at her, and I go,
wasn't at the table.
Well, you weren't at the table yet, but when you came back and you sat down, and I looked at you and I go, I was just messing around. I said, "Oh, you so bougie, so bougie." And because Kathy is bougie, y'all. Kathy is bougie.
Let me tell you, I went to a wedding and I took that with me. And the guy came up to me and said it would be Kathy Webster with a bling bling water bottle.
Love it.
Wow. Wow.
I love that.
But buying that, it was like, okay, Kat, you bought it, you enjoy it. Why are you feeling bad about having
Tell
it?
yourself you
It was
deserve
for
it.
my 60th birthday too. It wasn't like it was a small birthday. It was for a
doesn't have to be a
birthday.
birthday. It doesn't even have to be a birthday. You deserve it.
Well,
because
there you go, Crystal. I always buy stuff. You're right. But that's how I justify it, I guess.
any day you can have what you want.
Though.
Tell yourself, any day I can have what I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
I'm gonna have to do that.
In addition to that is very good, because I believe that a lot of us deal with these things. You know, we just don't talk about them as much. Like I can definitely agree with you, Kathy. Like I can buy things all day long for other people, my wife and everything, but when it comes to me, but you know what? You know what I believe that is, at least I'll say, and I'll just be straightforward with it. I believe that's a feeling of unworthiness.
Yes.
We don't.
100.
Why would we feel bad about buying ourselves something? We don't feel worth it. We don't feel good about something about us doing it. Because if we can do it for somebody else, we know it's not wrong for ourselves. So we feel bad about it is because how we feel about ourselves, doing things for ourselves. We're so used to doing it for other people.
Yeah.
Okay, this is so, I can relate because this clicked in my head because I used to not get anything for me. Like, I'm serious. I have clothes still probably from high school in my closet because of this reason. And, you know, I don't know what clicked one day, but I'm just like, maybe I started practicing, you know, a change in mindset with like money mindset because I used to have a poverty mindset. Yeah. When I changed that first, the money started rolling in. So I started, you know, buying a little more things and stuff like that. But it felt good. And then the money kept coming in. I'm like, you know what? I'm worthy. I deserve this. And I might have justified it almost the opposite way of Kathy. Like she's justifying her birthday. Like she only did it because it was her birthday. I justify it as, man, I do all this stuff for all these people. I deserve something. You know what I mean? And maybe I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I don't know. Something just clicked and said, you deserve this. You are worthy. And he is right. I didn't have that self-worth. I didn't feel like I was worthy enough to have nice things or whatever. I should just deal with what I have and be happy and be thankful.
I don't think that was good for me because I'm so used to nice things. It's not even funny. For me, though, for me personally, I think it was, I'd rather give this money to somebody else. Not that I wasn't worthy of it. For me, it was like, I'd rather go out and let me tell you what I do for my mother passed away, and for her Mother's Day or for her birthday, I would send other people flowers that I would have sent her randomly. They just show up at their houses. And I do it in memory of her. And I do it because I know that's something that she would want to do. She would want me to do. So it's just that kind of thing. It's not that I don't feel worthy of those same flowers. So why would I send them to me though, when I can bless somebody else? It blesses me even more so to send them to somebody else than for me to buy them for myself.
So let me ask you this, Kathy, just out of curiosity, just kind of listen to you. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
When it came to your birthday,
yes.
That day being specifically about you, nobody else but you.
Right.
What made you feel in that moment, that day, when it's all about you, that you had buyer's remorse and wanted to take them back?
The amount of money I spent.
Watch this. The amount of money you spent was up against the value of what you believe that you were worth.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to say or see it. I'm trying to see it because I see it because I think the way
I got nice things.
It's not about the nice things per se. It's not about the thing. It's not about the thing.
Okay.
It's about the value. like you, if you bought something that wasn't as expensive, that value is not as expensive, so you would have felt okay to get it for yourself.
But I wouldn't have bought it. Because I'm bougie.
but that's funny. But if you still look at it, I'm with you though. I'm with you. But
I like quality things, or I wouldn't have, this would not have ever entered to my life if I didn't like, quality things. Yeah. And so I don't know how to describe it, but it's not that I have less value of myself. I don't agree with that. But what I do agree with is that a lot of people get buyer's remorse. When I buy a car, it is off of the floor. I do not buy used cars unless I'm helping a friend out. My only used car that I bought in 30 years was one person. I bought it from her because she needed the money to go to Qatar. So I took out a $10,000 loan to buy her car so she can get to where she needed to go and buy her father a car, actually. I did it out of servitude to her, as we've been talking about. I didn't have buyer's remorse for that though, because I knew I was helping her out. But when I go and buy a car that is straight off of the showroom floor, and I'm like, man, that was so many $1,000s. Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's just buyer's remorse.
So let me ask, do you feel shameful, hurt, or wrong for it?
Do I do what?
Feel shameful?
Oh, never.
Or work? So watch this.
Never.
The reason why I asked that, and I know we don't have to stay on this. I just think this is very.
No, I like it.
Is it cool? Okay. So I looked up the word remorse.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking of buyer's remorse.
Right.
Buyer's remorse says the stress and emotion experienced by an individual who regrets actions which they have done in the past that they deem to be shameful, harmful, or wrong. Is that what you feel?
Wrong, maybe, but never shameful.
Okay.
Now that kind of remorse is when you do something to someone and you feel sorry for doing it. That's the kind of remorse that shameful part comes from. But you see what I'm saying on that?
No,
so no.
I'm with you. And I was just looking at that because I'm like, okay, because the wrong feeling comes from somewhere. Yeah. But I'm with you though. So I'll leave it at this. I'll say this about it.
Okay.
We are worth it. We deserve it. We worth it. We deserve it. And if it makes us feel good and it's not harmful for nobody else, do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Point blank. Period. If it makes you feel good because you deserve it, and I think sometimes, like for real, I think we really don't feel deserved. I know I can speak for me. There's been many times, the motivational speaker that I am, the energy that you normally see, I didn't feel worthy.
Yeah.
At times. I didn't feel deserving. And this is me being open. And like I said, I'm not saying it's Kathy or Crystal, but I'm speaking for me. Like LaRon, the motivator, have felt unworthy about certain things, and I had to go into my mind to find out why. And I had to begin to do the work from there so that I was okay. I used to have a money complex like you, Crystal, a poverty mindset, because people made me feel bad about saying I was going to be rich. Like that, so it's just a shift in how we see ourselves and things. But love language, it's really about communicating and having an understanding of each other and how we all move collectively.
I just want to bring in the law of attraction here for a minute. Like when I started understanding that I can have anything I want, and whatever I want to manifest, it's going to come to me, and I believe that 100% with my inner being. That's when I was like, I am that bitch. I can have that, and I used to never talk like that, never say and feel that way. I used to feel this is wrong. This is, I don't feel worthy enough to have this. I could be doing something, like Kathy would say for somebody else or something like that. I would justify every reason why I shouldn't have it. Why shouldn't I have it? What's wrong with it? Like, tell me a reason why I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, there's no reason why I shouldn't either. So I just was like, I can have, when I started knowing that I could have anything I want, I start manifesting it, it'll come to me, feeling that way, speaking that way, then everything else just kind of fell into place, and I just started being different. I don't know. I kind of grew from the old Crystal, I guess. I don't know. I'm the real Crystal. I don't want to say the new Crystal. I just want to say the real Crystal, the one that was inside.
Yeah.
that wanted to come out.
I love it. That's actually pretty amazing.
Look at it.
Yeah.
I know that's right, Soul.
That goes back to talking to yourself. We have to, just to be able to, what, how do you say it? Is it self-love language? Is that what it's called? Self-love language? I think that was so powerful, yo. Like, I didn't expect y'all that to come up right there. Like, I keep going back to the words of affirmation. I think that's a powerful one, because I recently
that's
did a talk
self-talk,
about
actually. It's self-talk.
Really?
And the words, that's all it is self-talk.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I literally did a video about self-talk. What are we saying to ourselves, and how we gotta affirm ourselves. Like, Crystal literally just affirmed herself.
Okay.
That and what that does is it gets you to walk out as the person that you affirm yourself to be. It gets you to walk in that way. When we begin to really believe what we say, like when Crystal said what she said, there's no doubt in my mind that she really believed it. You know what I'm saying? Like that really came from her heart. But at one point in time, she couldn't speak those words, as she said. I wasn't always just confident. I couldn't always speak like that.
That throat chakra used to be weak. I worked on that. It was weak, and I worked on that throat chakra, you know, and getting my voice and just being able to be me. And you know what? When I started taking care of myself and feeling good about myself, I felt even better to help others and take care of others even better. You know what I mean? Like, once my cup was full, I could pour onto others.
Yeah. Good.
Well, yeah, because you're pouring into yourself. When you pour into yourself, you're able to pour out. It's when we're not doing for ourselves. When you're pouring out of an empty vessel, actually you're giving empty gifts. You just don't know it.
I guess also another thing is, you know, being at almost death in my life, right? When I had ulcerative colitis and I was basically on my deathbed when I was 24, that kind of made me like, you know, life is really short and we don't know what's going to happen. Why can't I be happy? Why can't I just do the things I want? Like, I know I've always been taught to do certain things, and you got to go to college to do this, and then you got to get a good job, and all these things we're taught all of our life. And, you know, I'm just like, that's great and all, you know, but there's other things out there for me too. Like, I want to travel. I want to do other things. I just want to do what I love and be passionate about whatever I'm doing. And if I'm not, then I don't want to do it.
Wow. No,
I just had to put it, I just had to say, hey, it's not selfish, but it's self-love.
Yeah, that's good.
Because I'm not withholding any love from anybody, so I'm not being selfish.
Yeah,
I'm just giving myself love too, and others.
Yeah, I like how you said that. It's not selfish, but it's self-love, and I believe that I think a lot of us should remember that and understand that sometimes selfish may look like self-love, but it's not selfish when you need the self-love, when you need to pull back, when you need to spend time with yourself, when you need to purchase things for yourself to make yourself feel good. It's not selfish. It's not selfish to say no. It's not. And it's not other people's responsibility to make you feel good or make you, or, you know, do anything for you. Like, it is your responsibility for yourself to get up and go to work every day if you have to go to work. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself, your health, your body, whatever it is. That's your responsibility. No one else is going to be like, here, let me move your legs for you. Let me move your arm for you. No, people don't do that. You're not a baby. We're adults. And I'm just like, I got to do what I need to do for me. And that's going to help me do what I need to do for others. Come on. Hey, Chris, you really speaking there. That's good. How did you say that? Man, how did you say that? I forgot how you said it. But basically, oh man, I lost my train of thought. You said something so good, Crystal. It's not other people's responsibility to make you happy. It's your own. That is so true. No one's responsibility. Listen to this. If I can be honest with you, let me keep it real with you. It's not even your partner's responsibility to keep you happy. It's your own. The moment that we give somebody else the responsibility to keep us happy is the moment we just set ourselves up for failure. Because everybody all makes mistakes. So we have to learn to love ourselves and how to love ourselves, even if someone else is not holding up the other end of the bargain. You hear me?
Yeah.
And that's where it comes from. And that doesn't just come from a partner aspect. That comes from a person aspect. That comes from the times that we look to fit in with people. When we become people pleasers.
I used to be one.
Come on now. I used to be one, Crystal. I just see Kathy on mute, but I heard her say so did I.
No, I don't think Kathy's ever been a people pleaser. I just wanted to know that. But she means she knows I used to be a people pleaser.
No, I used to be a people pleaser.
Oh, you did? When? I don't know this.
Before my husband was killed.
Oh, okay.
After Michael died, all holds barred. I was done with that mess. And it was mostly for family because I was the middle child. So I was absolutely the people pleaser in the family. I know some people don't know about middle child syndrome, but we want everybody happy. We don't want anybody sad. So we people please all day long. And like I said, I had a family of 8 people, you guys. It wasn't just me. So I was people pleasing all over the place. And then it spilled into my friendships, and all that. And then I was like, after Michael died, I was like,
Boundaries.
I'm not doing this anymore. I was, but I had to bring Kathy back.
You gotta find yourself. You'll lose yourself if you allow the other person to make you happy and do all these things for you. You will lose yourself and not know what you want to do, not know who you are. Like I had to find myself. I thought I knew myself, but I didn't know myself. A lot of people think they know themselves, but they don't.
And I can recognize the people pleaser because I was.
I know. Come on. I know that's right.
Dr. Darius Daniels said that people pleasing is the disease of the soul. Imagine that. Let me say that again. He said that people pleasing was the disease of the soul. That's powerful. That's powerful.
If you're people pleasing, it is powerful. If you're people pleasing, why not please yourself too? I mean, that's another person. Why not?
Because we don't think of it that way.
It's a sickness.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
That's not. You know what? Here's the thing about people pleasing. To the ones who have been. My name is LaRon Boris. I'm a previous people pleaser. Let me go ahead and put my name out there right now. Here's the thing about us. Is we do it with a sincere heart. We do it with a sincere heart. But even with a sincere heart, it still is a disease to the soul. Because in the end, people are never ultimately satisfied long term.
Not at all.
Stressing yourself out.
That's right.
You're stressing yourself out.
I don't think you're satisfied till you take care of yourself, like we keep saying.
And actually, when we people please, we're not happy with ourselves.
No.
We're so
You did what they wanted to do, not what you wanted to do.
Exactly. And so we're sitting in this kind of resentment for ourselves for helping people when we know we shouldn't have helped them. And that's how I knew I was people pleasing, because I didn't like who I was. What do you mean, can I take you to the grocery store? I was going to take them anyway until they asked me.
I can't take her anywhere. I say it on every show.
I was going to take them anyway. Don't ask me, because I was going to take you anyway. Now that you ask me, I don't want to take you to the grocery store.
She's going to take them anyway, and I can't take her anywhere. That's just how it goes.
Oh my God. Y'all, I need psychological help.
We'll get there one day.
Good. It's all good. You guys, it has been a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. I hope you laughed as much as I did today. I am so sorry that I was distracted today, but things happen around you, and I wasn't going to stop being on Wellness Wednesday because people are not respecting my time and space, you guys. And actually, I just didn't realize that people would be walking through my door. So there you go. But I want you guys to know we are here, mind, body, soul, spirit, and health, physically. And this is what these kind of conversations are doing for us. When our mind is together, our heart is together, when our heart is together, our actual physical bodies fall in line. And when our heart and mind is not in spirit is not in line, our bodies fall out of line as well. And so that's why we have these type of conversations, because
and our health will fall in line when our emotions are not in line, just like you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. So the example I was going to give is, when you're unhappy, you eat unhealthily. And then your sleep is off. And then you gain weight that you didn't want to gain weight on. And then you're unhappy that you gain weight, so you eat unhealthily again. It's a cycle, because your mind is like messing with you because you did something you didn't want to do, and it all goes into this crazy cycle. And that's why we have these type of conversations. If you're not taking time for yourself, with yourself, by yourself, then you're probably more than likely doing a very disservice to yourself and to everyone around you. And that's not the name of the game. The name of the game is you first.
Yeah.
So you know. Others. Remember that. You gotta have your
You gotta put your oxygen mask on first, you guys, before you help somebody else. And this is what we're talking about. Please, please help yourselves first. Be that bad bitch that they talking about. I'm trying to learn to be like Crystal. Others see it in me. I got to see it in myself. So, you guys, I just want you to help you and thank you. And I had a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. I always love seeing LaRon. He's amazing. Again, follow him on TikTok. You guys will have a blast looking at him and his wife and his family.
Forever Barnes Family, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes, ma'am.
Forever Barnes Family. Yep.
And also, if you don't mind, if I can just kind of pin this in there. Also, LaRon the Motivator. Follow the Ron the Motivator page. I'm offering coaching sessions right now. I'm doing some coaching right now. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely let me know on LaRon the Motivator page, and let's get some things done. Let's get you to where you go.
So is that on Facebook?
That's on Facebook. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to make sure we get these. We got so many social medias out there. Just want to make sure. All right, you guys. So health is wealth, you guys. And if you are green inside, you are clean inside. Trust me, I know. All right. So we'll see you next Wednesday. We'll see LaRon though next month.
Absolutely. All right.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. Thank you, LaRon. You have a great Wednesday.